I will give you also a shortcut.
Repeating the perfections.
People like shortcuts.
Enables you to rewire the neural networks.
The shortcut is there are about 100 billion neurons in your head. And it takes a lot of doing to connect all these neurons. Actually, every neuron, we have doctors here, and I think we have several doctors, can connect with other neurons. And you say, well, how large is the universe out there? Well, if you take 100 billion and you do it mathematically factorial, which means you connect with this, with this, with this, with this, and this, and this, and this, you come up with a number, thank you, with oh, sorry, 10 to 800 zeros. That's a big number. 10 to 800 zeros. Now the number of atoms in the universe, we have an astrophysicist with us, is 10 with 100 zeros. 100 zeros. So you have more connections here than what we have as atoms in the universe. So there's a tremendous number of potentials or possibilities. So how do you go through all these experiences? Ride a bike, save somebody on the boat, make a stock killing. It's very difficult. But there is a shortcut. And the shortcut is this. When you take two wires, two electrodes, and you connect them to electrical source, if the wires are not connected, the switch is not made. But if you put this into a conducting material, like salt water, the wires don't have to be connected, but the light will go on. So the shortcut is this. In the brain, we have those neurons. And the neurons, when immersed in Kundalini, the Russians call bioplasma, they fire up. The connection is made. So what needs to be done is through these perfections, you are purifying the body, and the body, like a plant, say you have a tomato plant at home, and you give it fertilizer, you give it sunshine, you give it water, and what do you get? You take away weeds. Because the plant, if it has weeds, it has to fight with the environment, survival. You give it all these nutrients, and the plant gives you a lot of tomatoes. When you take care of yourself, when you eat the right food, when you operate from the highest, your body starts producing more Kundalini, more sexual energy. So some of you that have been living this life, they experience maybe 20, maybe 50 times as much production, like the tomato. So people say, well, you're highly sexed or whatever. So here nature says, aha, I'll give you more of this energy so that you can live more abundant life. Now that energy has to be channeled. Some of you have been exposed to words like chakras and Kundalini. So by producing more of this energy, you are opening up, in the Bible they call it churches. There were 7 churches. And you're opening up the path for the Kundalini in a normal sexual relationship. You have these 2 little conductors. So when there's a sexual act going on, you're pushing through a pumping action, you're pushing the energy to the top here, to the head. There's a 3rd component here, Hindus call it Shushumna, which is a very big conductor. So by purifying yourself, you're opening up that conductor for the energy to go directly to the head. And so you might be experiencing bliss, you might be experiencing, like one of our friends here, channeling, where the energy is flowing abundantly. And so the shortcut is really, by living this type of life, you're opening up this big path. And why are there blockages? Well, think of the atom bomb. If you did not have all the locks, people might be pushing the thing and be exploding bombs left and right. And so what nature has done is it has put safety locks. You've seen Jesus being angry at the palm tree, and he swore, and the next day the palm tree died. So by being able to tap that energy and project to your friends or your family, you could be hurting them. So some of you have been experiencing, for example, back pains, chest pains, headaches. So the energy moves up and then stops at that center. And until you purify yourself, so those that are growing, and if you decide to pursue this path, you have to be very vigilant not to get angry at other people, not to worry, because the worry frees up of that energy, and the energy starts hurting you. So the shortcut is really creating that path, opening it up through purity of heart, through love, through detachment, through living like infinite splendor, and embedding the whole neuron structure in this energy field. And the connections are made. So when Buddha and others are advising to get enlightened, really the whole process that they have taken on is to purify the body to such an extent that it produces more of that energy and then gives them that understanding. And so we are learning to walk, and then to run, and then to fly. That's the shortcut.